devil got, it's like, who ruling? That's why the scripture simplified for us the wicked. As the priest just read, the earthly governors that deal through the spirit of Satan. So all of them are pretty much one, but we know that they're the elite of the elite. All right, the ones who are fully in control, the bankers, which every priesthood of any kingdom is literally the bankers. Yeah. The Levites were the bankers. They took all the increase. You know, they dealt with what came in and dealt in the temple. You know, so how much on the left hand side is the same thing. The bankers are the priests. Yeah. The modern day Chaldeans. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Go ahead. This is the word testimony in Revelations 12 and verse 17 is martyria. Martyria, this is the Greek lexicon's first definition. A testifying, the office committed to the prophets of testifying concerning future events.
Woo! Testifying concerning future events, which is not that doesn't benefit Esau. Prophecy doesn't benefit Esau. No. What benefits Esau is his ability to lie, his pseudoscience, you know, forging his superiority into the history, lying, telling nations that you're this instead of being a Ephraimite, you're a rich poor people. Right. Instead of being a Hamite, you know, you're African. That causes confusion. Yeah. You're not even supposed to remove the landmarks of a nation, let alone change who they are. Mm-hmm. This messes nations up. This affects people. So he told you, you're white. Well, we're white. We're the great innovators. You're black. You're dumb, stupid, low-hanging fruit. They're red. They're savages. They're this. He's really fucked everybody's mind up. Yeah. But see, prophecy makes everything clear. Because we're able to say, no, these are Hamites. You know, no, we're Israelites. No, you're Edomite. No, these are Moabites. All of that comes with the Holy Spirit. You know? And we're able to tell them they're what's going to happen to them in the future. Some more?
Yes, the second definition. What one in the Greek lexicon, what one testifies, testimony, universally in a legal sense of testimony before a judge.
And who's the judge? The Most High God Yahweh. And it says in Daniel the 7th chapter, and the judgment shall sit, and he's going to send forth his only begotten son. You see? And this is what the heathen are preparing to fight against. See that? Now, did we get Second Thessalonians, or did you have some more?
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. And it reads, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
See, revealing comes with testifying. See?
Yeah.
What's that law out of the mouth? Is it Deuteronomy 17? Out of the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3? Somebody get that real quick. So the Inquisition is on Esau's ass, man. He's being investigated through the prophets. Basically, we've been given these horrible costumes in the form of this flesh to come out in the earth and spy out the land and tell what we see. Right. You know? We got this, we received this glory in earthen vessels, man.
Oh, wow.
See that?
Okay.
Yep.
This is Deuteronomy 17 and verse 6. At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death.
Go ahead.
But at the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death.
So 1 witness, you know, you got to have 2 witnesses. So the Lord got the elect of Judah and Ephraim being raised up, just like Joshua and Caleb. Okay, they came back with the right report. That represented the elect of Judah and Ephraim, the 2 witnesses, right, that have been raised up in these latter days to preach a message of redemption, man. To basically testify of the evils that this devil is really doing. Now the whole earth is on it. Now everybody's bringing out this devil's deeds.
Yep.
See, because he fooled the baby boomers for the most part with that going to the moon shit. They were the ones who, because they were worn out. Yeah, the baby boomers, they were the children of the slaves. You know, they had lived, some hard lives. You know, they were just happy to have a soda, watch wrestling, and fry some chicken. So Esau told them niggas he went to the moon. They were like, yes, we're living in the greatest nation ever. The boomers fell for that shit. But this new generation now, they ain't excited about that shit.
A lot of motherfuckers ain't even drinking.
You got a few people who clapping. A lot of people who like, nigga, shut up. Your ass ain't go to no moon.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It'll take 8 weeks to get to the motherfucker.
No, he went to the moon, did a circle around it, and now he back.
Golly.
They all like software engineered. They ain't even no real.
It's not. It's an enchantment. It's fake. He's weary. He's throwing anything out there.
It was this guy said, he got the picture, that one picture as the priest Kamon was stating. He was like, why didn't you take any other pictures going to the moon? Why was just that one picture? All the pictures you could have took. I'm sure he passed by something while he was traveling.
You got more technology now, but you're not gonna land.
You're not gonna land.
Wow.
Folly. This folly is set in great dignity, man. Let's finish that in 2 Thessalonians.
No, if I play with that moon thing, because didn't they say it was it's funny, I was looking at that the other night. It says a moon rock displayed by the Dutch National Museum for decades was revealed in 2009 to be a piece of petrified wood.
Yep.
So,
I remember that.
So they saying it's basically it flows around plants or minerals, so they try to keep it like, I guess, like in the realm of space, like, okay, they were there, but in other words, it wasn't a piece of the moon. And also, 300,000 files got deleted from 1969?
Yeah,
just like, bro, just up here lying, like, bro, like,
lying.
That was your last best shit, bro.
Yep, that was his way to challenge the Russians.
Yeah.
They had a space program, so he wanted we gonna do a space program. We landing on the moon.
So they the Russian called that Sputnik. Yeah, in the 60s or something like that. Yeah.
So it's all folly, man. It's all pseudoscience. It's all him forging his superiority. Because if you could go to the moon, like you a god. Yeah. But he never went to the moon.
Yeah. Like this comedian, I keep it short. This comedian had a good bit. He said, it's very interesting they say we went to the moon in 1969, but here it is. You had to manually roll your windows down in your vehicle. He said, I found that very interesting. He said, I'm just saying.
And the scriptures say, when you set your nest amongst the stars, from thence will I bring you down. Yep, and nest, they do have access to, certain, a certain height that they're able to go, but they've never left the Earth's atmosphere, but they do have satellites and, weaponry, because nest is a military term. When you look up the word nest, it's talking about a place where you hide missiles. So he's weaponized the heavens, like the sky, to where basically he could shoot down, on his enemies.
But that nigga able to get what? The Lord allowed him to what? Have them aerial views.
Yeah.
When you're looking on maps and particular angles, so he's definitely got to have a nest, right?
Yeah. Yep. So he set his nest amongst the stars. He got a lot going on, but he's still limited. He still has to lie.
He's got a lot of kicking.
He got a lot of kick and eat. Go ahead.
Back in 2 Thessalonians, I read 8 again. It says, 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. And that's particular, that's specific. You have wicked among all nations, even 2/3 of Jacob's wicked. Right. But the Lord says that wicked. When he says that wicked or the wicked, he's being very particular and specific of a certain people, man. So it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, because he is the wicked. It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets. It says, the testimony, there it is. It says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So when Yahushua returns, that's exactly what's going to happen. He's coming to judge and make war, pursuant to Revelation 19th chapter. And he's going to destroy these devils, man, and destroy their kingdom and take what's rightfully his, man.
Yeah.
You know? Keep going.
Yeah, read 8. You got the NLT up? Well, 9. What is it?
Record.
This man shall come to do the working of Satan.
Yeah. This is Revelations, Salaki, 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 9 in the NLT. It says, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles.
So this man will come to do the bidding of Satan. And this ain't, see, what Christians will say, that's the Antichrist. The Antichrist has to come, and their eyes be open. The Antichrist. Oh, the Antichrist. Who is it? It's Trump, the Antichrist. This old Antichrist talk. This is speaking of a nation of people, man. This whole system is anti-Messiah. But when you read about the Antichrist, the anti-Messiah, that was literally talking about men who were amongst Yahushua and his followers and left. That was what that really was talking about. Okay, so there is no one Antichrist that's going to pop up and live till he's 300 and take over the world and come do all kind of wickedness. No, it's talking about you Edomites. This man will come to do the read it again?
Back in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9 in the NLT, it says, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles.
There you go. His technology. Okay, talking about he went to the moon. That's that word counterfeit or lying in the Greek is pseudos, and that's what really has propped this man up to be great is pseudoscience, lies, falsehood. He wings it. You see, and it's worked for him. It's got him far.
Oh man.
See, but the testimony is to call it all out as a lie. You see that? This is the book of
If I can add real quick, because science means to know.
Yeah.
And in the book of Timothy said a science falsely so called. So it's fake, it's false science.
False science.
It's not real.
Yep. Because there was a point where science was backed by the scriptures. There was a point where anyone who called themselves a scientist, their findings had to be validated by the Bible. Right. You know, the age of the earth. They went by the scriptural story. All right, but then came this age of enlightenment and all of this rhetoric under Esau. All right, even certain Edomite scientists at one point, were using the Bible to validate some of what they found. But there came a point where science became the new movement of Satanism. You know, you look up the age of enlightenment, okay, in the 1800s. Okay, the British, and then you get the first industrial revolution, the second industrial revolution, the third industrial revolution. Now look where we are, to where science is associated with something that's completely different than reality. And now they're going to use that to save the world by man merging himself with it. Not repenting, not doing good. No, upgrading yourself by merging with technology. And it's going to be a point to where if you don't merge yourself with the technology, you're going to be like a stone age.
Yeah.
We won't be able to keep up with the world and you're going to fall behind. And there's a lot of people saying, well, what does it say? You have to change with the times.
Yeah.
Be chipped up. Sores everywhere.
The Lord speaks differently.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's faith. Our upgrade is going to come through faith. See, Yahushua didn't have to go inside of a person's brain and put a chip in it in order to heal them. He spoke it, touched them.
Man, that's crazy.
There were
Words.
people with palsy. The palsy, which a lot of people who took that juice, they're suffering from palsy-like symptoms. And Yahushua, that was a known disease back then. Yahushua wasn't having to go and open up their brain and open up their, no, he was just literally healing them with the word. See that? Their belief in him led to people who were blind seeing. Esau got a goddamn nigga with a chip in his brain playing a monkey in ping pong. Or the monkey got a chip in his brain playing ping pong on the Nintendo, and people are wooed by this. Wow. And you notice as they bring forth the MOTV infrastructure, they're bringing out all of these retards that were once crippled. You know what I'm saying? They come out in a wheelchair. You know, now he can see, now he can talk, now he can do all of these